Puerto Rico, La Isla del Encanto, the Isle of Enchantment. Many vacationers make Puerto Rico their destination. The island offers pristine beaches, delicious food, surfing, caves, festivals, and a rich history. However, since the first contact with Europeans, imperialism has continually held Puerto Rico captive. When Christopher Columbus reached the beaches of Puerto Rico in 1493, he viewed the island as a paradise. After encountering the native Taino, Columbus also saw financial benefits to be gained from the island of Puerto Rico. However, since that first contact with the Europeans, imperialism has continually held Puerto Rico captive. During the 16th century, Spanish colonists enslaved the native Taino in order to mine for precious minerals. However, the Taino were soon decimated by disease, eliminating any domestic labor force, and the minerals were quickly exhausted. Sugar and coffee soon made their appearance in Puerto Rico, along with a newly imported labor force, the African slave. According to Guillermo Baralt, author of Esclavos Rebeldes, at the end of 1790 the sugar economy of the island suffered a radical change. The number of slaves grew at a more accelerated rhythm than in past years, doubling in population between 1789 and 1802. Between those years, the population increased from over 11,000 to nearly 25,000. However, sugar production came to a standstill during the Haitian Revolution. The slaves living in Puerto Rico had heard of the rebellion in Haiti, and in October of 1795, slaves living in Aguadilla planned an insurrection after emissaries and agents were sent to Puerto Rico in order to promote anarchy and disorder. The governor of Puerto Rico ordered the prompt capture of the agents, stating, "Derrámase su maldita semilla en una isla que gozaban de lealtad y sosiego," which, when translated, means, the agents poured out their cursed seed on an island which enjoyed loyalty and serenity. Although to the governor the island appeared loyal and serene, it was quite the contrary. According to Francisco Scarano, author of the book Sugar and Slavery in Puerto Rico, before the turn of the 19th century, most large-scale producers of export staples in the region relied on slaves as the primary source of plantation labor, and conversely, rarely did slavery exist or survive in the absence of stable plantation production. Thus, with the abolition of slavery on March 22, 1873, the plantation system was damaged but not completely eliminated. Former slaves were kept in an impoverished state through sharecropping and laws similar to the Jim Crow laws in the United States. In 1898, Spain lost its remaining colonies in the Caribbean to the United States, Puerto Rico's current imperial overlord. According to Scarano, in the aftermath of United States mercantile expansion in the region, the revolution and eventual independence of Saint-Domingue, the economic stagnation of the British and French West Indies, and the loss by Spain of its continental American colonies, the economic geography was forever transformed. This transformation was the emergence of the peasant class, which still exists on the island of Puerto Rico today. This peasant class is made up of descendants of former slaves and sharecroppers who, due to imperial restraints, were never allowed to promote themselves financially. To this day, Puerto Rico falls under the sovereignty of the United States, even though its legislature is an independent commonwealth. Many Puerto Ricans resent the United States' involvement with the island and would like to become an independent nation. However, in recent years, Puerto Rico has experienced vast economic hardship, even claiming bankruptcy last year. The future of Puerto Rico remains an intriguing and heated topic. The effect of imperial jurisdiction upon Puerto Rico has continually shaped its history, but has this effect been positive or negative?